One of the more surprising WNBA moves may be coming from Indianapolis. Silent. Fever major office shifts hint at the unfathomable. They may be preparing to trade Caitlin Clark. The idea may seem absurd, yet there are signs everywhere. The Fever's future will be viewed differently after I present it. As an avid WNBA fan, I can often detect uneasiness behind the scenes. The mood in Indianapolis is unusual, resembling a tied championship game's final seconds foul call. These doubtful hints collect piece by piece. Trust me, no one wants to acknowledge the full picture.
To buy some new Caitlin Clark gear when they fumble her and she ends up on a different team. And I've said, I thought the Indiana Fever were the best place for her. Midwest team, not far from Iowa. I think a lot of people, I look forward to driving to Indiana, okay? I think that area aligns with her fan base. But I wonder if the Indiana Fever understand that. So, and the other thing is, and we're gonna take a look at this.
I've seen the Scott Agnes article here, where he basically said that Caitlin Clark, basically that Caitlin Clark brings a dark side to the Fever, and her fan go trade Caitlin Clark. It's as simple as that. And we are hearing, just like we had heard from some Mavs commentators, Stephanie White being one of them, a little bit before the Mavs traded Luka Doncic, we were hearing rumblings of the Mavs are better without Luka. All these negative things. We were hearing rumblings of negative things from Luka and negative effect of Luka Doncic on the Mavs organization.
This is what makes it even more insane. There is more to Caitlin Clark than meets the eye. The player is her. The person who made the Fever a prime-time headline instead of a league joke. This explains why your grandmother is suddenly aware of what a Logo 3 is. The franchise's unquestioned face. She is royalty in basketball. Here, however, we are guessing about the unthinkable. Indiana in the future without her. Do you recall the time Stephanie White rejoined Coach the Fever? It was said to as a dream pairing by all. Generational talent meets a coach of championship level. You couldn't miss it. However, there has been something simmering beneath the surface. It's not pretty either. According to those close to the organization, there are significant disputes over power, control, and the franchise's entire direction in addition to plays and rotations. And Caitlin Clark herself is at the core of it all. Clark has having a dreadful season. Constant setbacks, quad tightness, and groin difficulties. It feels unusual to a player who never missed a game throughout college. Whenever the anxiety surrounding her role builds, she appears on the bench, wearing street clothes. And it gets more scorching from here. Stephanie White apparently wants Caitlin to play off the ball, which is equivalent to telling Michael Jordan to set screens or asking a Ferrari to deliver groceries, according to several accounts. No, nobody wants to acknowledge that something more significant is happening here. Additionally, Clark has kept her composure in interviews as seen by her body language. She virtually let out a sigh before answering to a question about sharing the backcourt with another point guard. A happy superstar doesn't have that kind of energy. Then the most amazing twist appeared. The Fever won the Commissioner Cup as Clark was healing from her most recent sickness. They lead Minnesota Lynx 74-59, and not only won but also controlled the conference. Coach White then extolled the merits of the team's eventual unity, defensive identity, and playing style. It sounded more like an audition tape for life after Caitlin Clark than a post-game press conference. And it gets more scorching from here. According to several sources, Stephanie White wants Caitlin to play without the ball, which is similar to instructing a Ferrari to deliver groceries or telling Michael Jordan to set screens. Guess what, though? In Indiana, those same murmurs are now beginning. Already, some beat reporters are seeding the seeds, even publishing full-length articles asserting that Caitlin Clark followers represent a bad facet of the franchise. All of a sudden, the fans, those who purchase tickets, don jerseys, and keep the Fever alive, are the issue. No, nobody wants to acknowledge that something more significant is taking place here. The front desk workers of the Indiana Fever behave as though they are the most intelligent individuals present. They are completely aware of Caitlin Clark's contributions. In their hearts, they fear the attention, the strain, and the expectations. Instead of dealing with the hubbub and constant attention that come with having a generational superstar in the building, they would prefer to have a pretty good team that no one talks about. Teams have been afflicted by the same small market mentality for decades. Be cautious. Don't call attention to yourself. Steer clear of the pressure. Prior to anyone saying, "I'm reaching," let's discuss Carolyn Peck, a personal friend and former college coach of Stephanie White. Lately, she has been everywhere, doubling or even quadrupling her attempts to convince people that the Fever is better off without Caitlin Clark. Hurry up. Do you honestly believe that she is promoting that in the public without first contacting her close friend Stephanie? Not a chance. This is not an accident. This is synchronous communication. This is the point at which reality sets in. Neither tomorrow nor this season will the Fever trade Caitlin. They are too intelligent for that.
No.
As long as ticket sales are good, they will continue to profit from the Caitlin Clark craze for another year or two. However, they're already preparing the route for her departure in private. If you look closely, you can see that they're focusing on other players instead of only Caitlin Clark and the Fever. They are gradually developing a persona that isn't centered on her. And they'll turn the switch when it's right. Perhaps when the next draft star, like Sarah Strong, comes along. They will frame it as what's best for the future and move Caitlin for draft selections and cap space. The weird part comes next. They'll most likely persuade themselves that it's the proper decision. See, we can win without the drama, they would argue, referencing the Commissioner's Cup victory that was achieved without her. They will use corporate terminology like team culture and sustainable, which may sound fine at press conferences, but have little meaning when your arena is half empty. And that's what truly energizes me. This franchise was recovered by Caitlin Clark. The Fever didn't matter before she arrived because she was performing for audiences so small that a library would appear full in contrast. She provided a squad that was in severe need of focus, enthusiasm, and vitality. They are now attempting to make it look as though she is the issue, akin to accusing the sun of being very bright. What could be more offensive? Every report and timetable on her injuries is vague, and no further harm has been identified. Even so, what does that mean? We're not telling you what's really happening sounds like legal ease. Additionally, they have been experimenting with lineups while she is away to evaluate how this squad seems without her in the lead. It isn't an accident. That's getting ready. This goes beyond the Fever. It has to do with the WNBA. Caitlin Clark is more than simply the star of Indiana. She is the WNBA's main attraction, increasing attendance, ratings, and national awareness all by herself. It wouldn't merely be a team issue to trade her. It would be an impending concern for the entire league. What if the Lakers couldn't handle Showtime and had moved Magic Johnson when he was at his best? That's the degree of crazy we're addressing. And to all those who are urging, calm down. They wouldn't ever trade their best player. Recall that franchises have made this exact error throughout sports history. Teams that chose politics over performance and comfort over brilliance will always regret their decision. What hurts the most is this. Indiana is where Caitlin Clark aspires to be. She repeated it multiple times. She adores the organization, the city, and the supporters. However, her tone has changed recently. She is discussing the upcoming years rather than committing to work there for the rest of her career. That isn't a verbal blunder. A superstar is able to read the writing on the wall. The only thing left to wonder is, where does she go if she's not in Indiana? Because let's face it, she would be desired by every team in the league. Imagine Caitlin Clark and Sabrina playing together in New York, where backcourt women's basketball has never been more fascinating. Or picture her sprinting with A'ja Wilson in Las Vegas, a dynasty essentially wrapped in a present, Seattle. They would give her the franchise's keys and empower her to steer Storm's dominance into the future. There are endless alternatives. To be honest, none of them feels more thrilling than witnessing Indiana's self-destruction happen live. Here's the reality, though. Caitlin Clark. Leaving Indiana bothers me. Fans of the Fever are entitled to better. They have endured years of decline, obscurity, and deserted arenas. They have earned the privilege of observing the development of a generational talent directly in front of them. However, if this front desk continues to treat her as the issue rather than the solution, Perhaps she needs a fresh beginning. This is where the irony lies. The Fever feel they are creating a long-lasting structure. However, they are actually constructing a house of cards. Yes, perhaps they will win a few games without her. Perhaps even sneak into the playoffs, but the casual viewers will fade away and the importance will vanish once she's gone, and the focus is gone. Alas, they will understand what they have lost, and it will be much too late by then. This team has been awful, disregarded, and an afterthought for years. Then Caitlin Clark enters the picture, alters their course, gives them significance once more, and somehow they start behaving as though success is a burden. That would be like to winning the jackpot and whining about the paperwork involved in claiming it. Not to mention the true Fever fans who have been there the entire time. This passive-aggressive drama is not fair to them. They are entitled to a firm that embraces brilliance rather than shies away from it. They should stop worrying about when the other shoe may drop and enjoy seeing Caitlin Clark in a Fever jersey for the ensuing 10 years. The Indiana Fever are facing a decision. Option 1 is to embrace their superstar, surround her with support, and produce something truly exceptional. Option 2, continue to fumble through internal strife and leaks while you watch history repeat itself. The decision ought to be clear, but at the present, the decision makers don't appear to regard it that way. Keep your eyes open, then. Keep an eye out for more unidentified sources. Pieces disparaging Caitlin's fanbase. Ambiguous injury updates that linger on forever without providing a cause. And notice how they utilize her on the court. Are they slowly fading her out, or is she still the major attraction? This story is not new to us. Management and the celebrity have issues. Change in storyline. When a trade occurs, everyone looks shocked. The same human nature, ego, power, and short-sighted actions, but in a different league. It stays the same. Here is what I have to say to the Fever. Get up. You have a unique player that has the capacity to shape your club and possibly the league as a whole for the ensuing 10 years. Don't allow that to be destroyed by ego, fear, or narrow-mindedness. Because trading Caitlin Clark will cost you more than just a player. It will cost you your soul. And to everyone viewing, take note. This trade will occur if nothing changes. When that happens, don't seem shocked. There are already warning indications. Do you believe Caitlin should stay and make Indiana change, or should she leave somewhere that will appreciate her brilliance? Tell me in the comments below, and press like if you're concerned about women's basketball's future. Since this drama is just beginning, please subscribe and share this with another Fever lover.